Hi everyone, welcome to our International Virtual Open Day. I'm delighted to open these first sessions with a special guest, Stephan Bourcieu.
Hi Michelangelo, hi everyone.
The Dean and the General Director of the school. We would have dreamed to organize in parallel a physical Open Day, but unfortunately due to the current circumstances we couldn't. So we've been trying to give you like a 3D experience and let you explore a little bit the city, our beautiful premises, and hear the voice of BSB and learn more a little bit about our programs, our DNA, and our strategy. Today I would like to take the advantage of having you here to sneak peek inside BSB past, present, and future. So the first question is, so you have been, and you should be very proud of, the youngest general director appointed in a Grande École. What I want to stress that is 15 years that you are leading and heading the school. So what makes you very, very proud about it?
Maybe the first point is a figure, 15. When I was appointed in 2006, in the 10 years before my appointment, there were 9 different deans. So the duration of life for the deans at this time was about 15 months. I'm still there after 15 years. So I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud of that, not because I'm there, but because we have transformed the school into 15 years. When I was appointed, the school was accredited by the French government, by the French ministry.
So we were still a Grande École.
Yeah, we were a Grande École. We are a founding member of the Grande École model. But we were just accredited by the Grande École model. We were not internationally accredited. And year after year, we have developed the strategy of the school, the internationalization of the school, and finally we were EQUIS and AA CSB accredited. We are one of the only 150 business schools around the world with the double institutional accreditation, ACSB and EQUIS, and we are very proud of that.
And we should, because I think it's very tough to get accredited and even probably more difficult to keep to be reaccredited.
To keep the accreditation and to be able to be reaccredited. Mm-hmm. We also joined the Financial Times rankings. We are now in the top 100 of the European Business School, and we are in the top 100 of the Master in Management in the world. So I'm also proud of that. And I would like to say that I'm very proud also of our expertise. We have developed a range of Master of Science, and these Master of Science are connected with our academic expertise. We can talk about our Master of Science in wine management, of course, but we can talk also about data science and organizational behavior, which is connected with the LESAC, or Laboratory of Behavioral Economics. We can talk about the different Master of Science programs we have developed, which are connected with our faculty, with our expertise, and which are very, very also closely connected with the corporate world. So I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, what I really feel, and I've been here for like only 11 months, that we are very, very agile. And when I use this word agile, means that we quickly readapt. And we quickly adapt, our curricula to the current environment. Yeah. And the environment is changing very fast. And unfortunately, sometimes it's the type of limitations you have in universities. They're more, sit on their past, and they don't really up to date very much the curricula. But for us, is something mandatory. I've been here only 11 months, and we already readapted like 4 curricula. So it's incredible.
We are very, very agile because we are independent and small. And that's 2 criteria which are very important when you have to move your strategy. In my point of view, the world is changing dramatically fast, according to 4 different forces: the diversity, the sustainable development, the globalization, and the artificial intelligence and the data science, data mining, and so on. And according to that, we have to adapt all the time. At any time, we have to adapt our program, our curricula. That's the reason why we have transformed some of our Master of Science in the last years. For example, we have changed our program in entrepreneurship into a global sustainable entrepreneurship program, because we consider that sustainability is now a key point that we have to integrate in our program. That's the same thing for the digital leadership program we have developed in Lyon some years ago. We have decided this year to transform this program, to integrate an area dedicated to artificial intelligence, because now we consider that artificial intelligence is a key point for our students in their future career.
And talking about the future, we have lots of projects in the pipeline, you know, and of course you are more focused on the strategic ones. Could you disclose some of them, and or the one that you consider they are the more important? And this is like a general question sometimes we ask in interviews, but I would like really to have your feeling as you, how do you see like BSB in 3-4 years time, you know? So we will look like kind of the same, we are going to change, because sometimes we looking back, it's already 11 months that I'm here and say, wow, we have already changed a lot.
According to the situation of the last year, I don't know what will happen in the future, but I will try to give an answer to your question. But first of all, I would like to come back to the project we launched now. As I mentioned before, we spend a lot of time to adapt our program to the reality of the world. That's the reason why we have decided to change one of our programs. The digital leadership program moves into an artificial intelligence and digital technology management, because we consider that artificial intelligence is a key point for the future. The second aspect, we have decided to launch a program dedicated to green technology and sustainable technology, because we consider that the green technology and more largely the sustainable development is important in the future of the economy. So we have decided to launch this program in Lyon in the next of September. We have also decided, as I mentioned before, to adapt our program in entrepreneurship into global sustainable entrepreneurship. And I mentioned the question of Lyon. That's probably the most important project for us in the next months. The future is to develop Lyon. I just want to remind you that Lyon is the most beautiful city in the world. I'm from Lyon, so no discussion, no concern. We have decided to develop the campus in Dijon in any case with new programs, but we have also decided to reinforce our attractivity in Lyon with this new campus and thanks to these new programs also.
Stephan, you have been, you know very well the French higher education system, universities and business schools. And I believe that like in business schools is probably the most competitive environment
I confirm.
Worldwide. Because there are like lots of business schools in France, good business schools. But in a way, competition, helps to raise the bar, and we cannot stop improve, to be different. And the question here is, so what do you think in which way we are different comparing like other business schools? So, and that's the first question. And the second, and why like an international students, and we have a lot of international students connected with us today, they should consider us as a study option?
First of all, I fully agree with you. The competition is very hard, very high, very intensive. And the French business schools are very good. And BSB is in the competition. Why we are different? There are several things to explain that. The first point is probably included in our DNA. We are a school with a specific relationship with the students, a close relationship with students, and that's probably different from any other French business school. We have developed in the classroom, but also out of the classroom, a real relation with our students and with our community. And it's, in my point of view, unique. It's unique because we spend time, we dedicate resources to the relationship with the students, to help them in the classroom, to help them in the definition of their project, to help them in the relationship with the companies, with the relationship with their environment, to support them. And clearly it works. We have success in this area, and I think it's relatively unique in the French and more in the international environment. That's the first point. The second point I would like to stress, is the fact that we are a leader. We are a leader in one specific niche market, but it's a very important market for us, and it's a very important niche market. This is the wine and spirit business education. Clearly, Burgundy School of Business is a leader because we have created the first program 30 years ago. the CIVS, Commerce International des Vins et Spiritueux. We have created other programs dedicated to wine and spirit business education since this time. We have created a Master of Science in Wine Management. We have created an MBA program in wine business. And clearly, we have a bachelor specialization. So clearly, we have a range of programs. We have a portfolio of programs dedicated to wine and spirit business education. And these programs are delivered in a wonderful school dedicated to wine and spirit business. And I'm proud of that, and clearly it's a difference also for us. And the last point where we are different is probably the connection between the Master of Science and the academic expertise. As I mentioned before, we have developed some academic expertise in experimental economy, in wine and spirit business, in entrepreneurship, in corporate finance and governance, for example. And we have connected this expertise, this academic expertise, with our Master of Science. So that means we develop a range of Master of Science where we have a specific experience.
Thank you, Stephan. I would say I know that we have all been affected by the COVID and the pandemic. You personally, and because we have been in contact several times, like during this year, you have been kind of suffering because you have a strong physical presence in campus. No, you talk to students, you stay with the students, so the students they feel you, and I believe it's been complicated for you, but I think we put in place a lot of we invested a lot in order to give the possibility to students to come to the school and in a very safe way.
It was a very hard period. Honestly, it was a very hard period based on uncertainty. It's very difficult to manage an institution, and especially a business school, when you face with uncertainty, and that was the case during the last 12 months. Every month, every 2 months, we have different information, instruction from the government to say, hey, we changed the organization, we changed the regulation, we changed the participation of the students on the campus or out of the campus. So it was very hard, honestly. And I would like to say that the faculty and the staff of BSB was wonderful. Honestly wonderful. As I mentioned before, our educational model is based on the face-to-face. We love to teach face-to-face to the students, and that's the DNA of the school. Unfortunately, in March 2020, we were obliged to close the school. So in 1 week, we have decided to switch from a face-to-face model into a distance learning model, which is not in our DNA. We don't like that. We don't like that, and we hadn't decided to invest in a distance learning model.
Yeah, so there are other institutions that are doing this very well, and we leave them.
Yeah, that was not our case. We prefer the face-to-face model. So we were obliged to switch to a distance learning model, and we have invested resources, finance, time, skills, competencies to move to this model. And in 1 week, the faculty was able to move from a face-to-face model into a distance learning model. Of course, we prefer, and I'm sure that in the future, we will back to our DNA, which is the face-to-face model. But we learn also a lot of things about the distance learning model, and we will integrate the best of the distance learning model into our pedagogy. So clearly, we learn from this period. It was also hard for the students. It was also hard because if they have chosen BSB, it was because we have this model of relationship, we have this model of face-to-face pedagogy.
Yeah, plenty of conferences,
Exactly.
Companies coming like on a weekly basis on campus, deliver, speeches. It's
exactly,
so
and personal interactions also. Personal interaction with the faculty, personal interactions with the staff, personal interaction sometimes with me. And it's important. It's in the DNA of the school. The school is sometimes is a sort of family, and with the pandemic, we have lost this part of the reality. So it was hard for the students, except the fact that we don't have lost our students. We spend all the time to be in touch with our students, and we have created a lot of things such as the team feel good. To mobilize some students to be in line, to be in touch with our students who are in difficulties. So we have created some activities, we have created some point of connection to be in touch all the time with our students. One point which is very important, during this period, we haven't lost our students. And in terms of skills, knowledge, competencies, the evaluation show that we are at the same level. There is no loss for the students during this period, no academic loss during this period. And that was very important for us, and it works.
Thank you very much, Stephan. I think you have been giving us like a complete, overview about BSB, the DNA, strategic elements that are part of the school, the point of difference, and we have many of them. So thank you very much, Stephan.
Thank you.
And also, would like to recommend our students to, that's something that I feel like to disclose, but Stephan is also considered one of the most important influencer, at least in France, in the higher education system. So the recommendation here is, if you want to learn more about also us and the DNA, you can also follow Stephan on LinkedIn, and you will definitely learn more about the school.
And Twitter. Don't forget Twitter.
Thank you very much, Stephan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Take care.